Border Patrol and law enforcement officers are cracking down on human smuggling at the southern border. Texas deputies now prosecuting an American citizen they say was caught bringing 2 illegal migrants from Mexico into the country yesterday. Joining me now, Terrell County, Texas Sheriff and retired Border Patrol agent Thaddeus Cleveland. Sheriff, so tell us more about this arrest and how your deputies caught this suspect.
Hey, good morning, Cheryl. Always great to be on with you. And of course, down here in Terrell County, you know, when we're working the border area, we're looking for anything that's out of place. And in a lot of our highways, we have one that laterally, you know, follows the border, and then we have 2 routes of egress leading up into the interior parts of Texas. And anytime you see a vehicle that comes out of Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, you know, it's going to be suspect, especially during the cover of night. And that's exactly what happened. A vehicle came down one of our ranch roads. They were out of place. It didn't belong here. Deputy let it go by, and then once it passed him again going back up that road, that's when he initiated the stop. And he discovered that it had 2 illegal aliens and 1 American citizen. One of the illegal aliens absconded, and a Border Patrol agent that was there with him actually tracked him down. And I have to mention that last week we had 2 smugglers come down into the area, one from Venezuela, the other from Honduras. Both had been allowed in under the Biden administration for political asylum. So again, these people that are coming in, they're not here to do good things, Cheryl.
Oh, that's an amazing, you know, especially considering the egregious nature of what they're doing, again, which is human smuggling. I've got Michael Balboni on set with me, former Department of Homeland Security. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Sheriff Cleveland. Hi, Sheriff Cleveland. Good to see you again. So, how big a deal, you know, since Donald Trump has really succeeded in shutting the border, how big a deal are the cartels still within the Mexican side trying to infiltrate the communities and use other ways of getting people across the border?
You know, Michael, good morning to you. And that's a great question, because we all know that the cartels never give up. We may still see that low number of apprehensions. And even here in Terrell County, we had a bit of a spike last week, but it wasn't concerning. It's not a threat, meaning we're still at lower numbers. But the cartels are still going to continue to probe us, find ways to beat us. And Mike, as you know, they're always just a step ahead. And it's when they make that slip up that we discover where they're smuggling people through, or they're smuggling their contraband, you know, either across a port of entry or in between. And the biggest game changer, of course, is Border Patrol agents being free, having the ability to get out and have situational awareness along the border. And I have to continue to tout Operation Lone Star. We still benefit from it. We have 3 deputies that the state funds us, and then Operation Stone Garden through the Department of Homeland Security, that still provides us overtime and salaries as well. So both of those operations continue to help us with those grants.
And the big beautiful bill pushing funding towards the issue of illegal immigration, and you've got more tools and hopefully coming soon more technology. I know that would be very helpful to you and your agents. I do want to ask you about the story that has once again gotten a lot of attention. MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia, he is now in ICE custody after he went to an immigration check-in yesterday. He's not facing immediate deportation. A federal judge blocked the Trump administration's effort to send him to Uganda. His lawyer filed the emergency motion to block the deportation, saying he needs to be given proper due process. I want to play just a quick soundbite from his attorney when he was asked about what happened. Watch this.
There was no need for them to take him into ICE detention. He was already on electronic monitoring from the U.S. Marshal Service and basically on house arrest. The only reason that they've chosen to take him into detention is to punish him. To punish him for exercising his constitutional rights. His constitutional right to fight back against being illegally deported to El Salvador. His constitutional right to speak up through his court filings on the torture and treatment that he received in El Salvador at the direct request of our government.
So protesters are then gathering in support of him, praying for his release. They want ICE to release him back to the family. And the Trump administration has not backed down from this. DHS Secretary Noem wrote that President Trump is not going to allow this illegal alien, who's an MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, serial domestic abuser, child predator, to terrorize American citizens any longer. Sheriff, what is your reaction to this story as it plays out?
You know, Cheryl, what else do they want to hear about this guy? And he eventually will be deported. And I'll tell you what, you know, he's got that long criminal rap sheet. I'm glad that he's in ICE custody, because we all know that ankle monitors and house arrest mean nothing, especially in some of those sanctuary cities. But I'll tell you, when it comes down to his, we keep hearing the word due process. And Cheryl, look, in a criminal case, the prosecution, it's the burden's upon prosecution to prove the case. In immigration court, immigration cases, the burden is upon the individual. That immigrant or illegal immigrant. He's a gang member. He was here illegally. Yes, he was deported to El Salvador, and that's just because we have an agreement that we won't deport criminal aliens back, if they belong to a gang, back to their country if there's a rival gang. But he was part of MS-13. MS-13 controls El Salvador. He'll get his day in court, and he will be deported. I'm sure of that.
Interesting that you say that. Before you go, real quick, there's another story that's gotten national attention. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier did not hold back when discussing Harjinder Singh. He's the illegal migrant charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide after he made an illegal U-turn on a Florida turnpike. Watch this.
Someone that never should have been given a driver's license, much less a CDL license to drive larger commercial vehicles, engaged in reckless behavior that took 3 lives. As a reminder, in Florida, you cannot obtain a driver's license if you are an illegal alien. And if you have obtained a driver's license from one of these sanctuary states like California, Washington, those licenses are no good here.
And there's a petition for more lenient punishment, better treatment. That's making the rounds. 2 million people have signed up, Sheriff. So 2 million people want this guy, protected. But, talk about this commercial driver's license issue. And have you seen that happening in Texas as well? That under the Biden administration, these people come in, they're illegal, and then next thing you know, they're getting commercial driver's license. And still not a legal pathway, but it seems to be happening.
So Cheryl, I can't speak to the illegal aliens that I've seen getting licenses, but I will tell you that we have people that cross the border legally, truckers, and Highway 90 that runs through Terrell County here. It's a main thoroughfare from Laredo to El Paso. Trucks that are taking different parts and pieces of automotive vehicles and whatnot to the maquiladoras, the factories in Mexico. And we see a lot of accidents out here, and a lot of the times these people are legal migrants. They've been allowed in legally, but they still, as mentioned, they don't understand our traffic laws. They may not be able to read the signs. They don't speak English very well. And then to boot, I got to mention that recently my daughter lives out in Florida. She was hit by an illegal alien in a car. She wasn't hurt. It was a small fender bender, but they're out there. It's going to take decades. It will take decades to clean up America from the last 4 years. And we'll see remnants of it for a long time to come, Cheryl.
I'm glad your daughter's okay. That's really unfortunate. But thank you for sharing that story. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, it's great to see you as always. Thank you.
God bless you, Cheryl.
All right.